What is going on, everybody? It's Alex coming back here in another video, and today we are going to be doing a 3-round NFC mock draft. Now, of course, I want to keep things original, want to keep things cool, easy, and we have a good collab coming on Friday. So, I did just get my second COVID dose, so if I am like dead tomorrow, you guys know why. But I want to have a cool video. Friday, we're going to be having a really cool collab that's going to be put out on Saturday. So, just want to have some fun content for today and tomorrow. And then obviously we can do nice little mock the mock again. So if you guys are new, hit the like button, comment, subscribe. We're continually growing, which is wonderful. And hopefully we're at 2,500 by the end of summer. That's kind of my new goal, but let's get there. Let's produce some good content. Let's get the fuck on with this because, again, in college, you're always on a time crunch and I want to have some fun. So at number 3, I'm glad that the board fell this way because this one's an easy pick for me. Again, the idea is that if Shanahan can run, it can make any quarterback good. Take the quarterback with the highest ceiling. You don't want to continue the same old boring shit that you've been going with. You don't give up your entire future to continue what you've been doing that hasn't been really that successful. Justin Fields to me has the highest ceiling in the class. Trey Lance could be a good option, but again, he's thrown like 314 passes. I saw that statistic today, which Davis Mills has thrown more in like the 11 games that he's played. So I think that getting Justin Fields, who has shown the flashes have shown that he could be a true number one MVP caliber talent in this league. So I think you take him. You take him. I'm a big fan of it. You guys might not be, but I know that a lot of Niners Nation wants Justin Fields over there in your guys' colors. I'm not going to try to reference the exact colors, but obviously gold and I believe cardinal. But next we got the Atlanta Falcons, and this one's an easy pick for me as well. You guys could be trying to. I don't know why they're playing Jamar Chase over Penny Sewell. I think it's stupid, but Kyle Pitts, you take a generational talent. Jamar Chase is an excellent wide receiver, wonderful wide receiver, easily the best in the class. But Kyle Pitts is generational, and same thing with Penny Sewell. So you take the generational talent. You see how Hurst is doing on the squad right now. Just imagine if you have Kyle Pitts too in it could be you could honestly use him as a number one wide receiver. I just don't think that we're not going to be doing trades because too much RNG, but I honestly think that getting Kyle Pitts, you're getting a generational talent right there. That's something that you could use at wide receiver, even if Julio tries to retire. So I'm a big fan of that. You can use him anywhere on the field. It's a big plus. Number 7, we got the Lions. And this is an interesting one because I'm going to be honest, we just lost both wide receivers and we can't trade back here. So do we just go with a generational tackle? Because this is the whole entire point. This is why I love doing this type of stuff because random RNG shit like Penny Sewell falling to here. It's like you can get Trey Lance or you can get Penny Sewell. I mean, we could get Trey Lance and grow him for a couple years, but again, what team is he going to inherit? That's my question. So I'm actually going to be fucking over the Panthers right now. I'm so sorry, Panthers fans, but we're going to go Penny Sewell. You guys might want to go Devontae Smith, but that's not my vibe. We're going Penny Sewell. You get generational talent. You don't need him to actually be fully ready day one. That's a big plus. This pick seems to be easily Rashawn Slater, but I will push back on this. We don't really think that Rashawn Slater, he's been labeled a guard or a tackle. Yes, he has the length, but it's not. I mean, also it's like in like the 15th percentile with length, but it's still he doesn't use the length like an actual tackle would. So the question is, do you want to pretty much put all your peas in one pot and say this is going to be our starting tackle for the future? Or do we go with somebody? We could go with the Patrick Surtain who can grow under AJ Boye, or we could even go with a Micah Parsons, go for that guy with unlimited ceiling at linebacker. Or we can go Trey Lance, which again, I'm gonna refrain from that for the time being, just because it's a little bit RNG. Right now, I'm stuck between Patrick Surtain and Micah Parsons. Again, Rashawn Slater is an excellent talent, but I would rather use him on the inside than the outside. Patrick Surtain could be a really big boost to this squad. Again, you got AJ Boye, but again, you have him for 1 year, right? This could still be a really good spot to develop Patrick Surtain behind a guy who I honestly think could be a pretty good comp for him. I think that this could be the pick because, again, the Panthers are looking to trade back, so I don't think they're confident in Rashawn Slater either. And I believe they'd trade back for either a Micah Parsons or a Surtain. And honestly, we could just have fun and just go Micah Parsons, who ran 4.3, like 4.39 if I'm not mistaken. And he's just unbelievable. And I think Matt Rule can get him into shape personality-wise. Let's just take the high ceiling guy. Again, Matt Rule's a defensive coach. You can use him in there with Jeremy Chin. That's going to be an elite linebacking / secondary. I think that if you really want to make an impact, you give all the pieces in the world. We're not doing trades, but I think that that's just the best move. At this spot, we're 100% going to be going JC Horn here. Again, that cornerback spot is vacant, disgustingly vacant. So we're going to be rocking that one. This is a spot where I have zero doubts in my mind about this. We're going Rashawn Slater. Putting him at guard is just literally the best thing that we can do at this point. And this is an interesting spot because I would damn near say Trey Lance, because Nick Sirianni came out today and said, oh, it's an open quarterback competition. For the sake of realism, which I don't know why the hell this draft board is falling this way, we're going to stick away from that. Obviously, we'll take what we can get as time goes along. But Devontae Smith, again, you do need a true number one on the outside. You have Fulgham, who's the bigger guy. Again, I like Devontae Smith in this offense so long as you have Fulgham on the outside, a bigger wide receiver. So I think that could help him last. He weighed in at 166, so he will be here. He is the best day one talent if you're able to keep him healthy, in my opinion. I mean, again, Jamar Chase might take some time to be catching up, but I think that's just the best solution possible. At this spot, again, I wish I could do trades here. That would just be the best thing. I mean, I would consider taking Trey Lance again for the sake of realism. Let's just try to stick away from that. Even if he was there, I don't know if I would take him as the Vikings. It's just too many pieces that we need to get. I think we got to go edge here. And Kwity Paye, again, we're thinking about potentially losing Danielle Hunter from sitting out. And our defense already was the lowest in sack rates last year. So let's just get the star player. I have him actually top 15. Kwity Paye, I'm a huge fan. I love Kwity Paye. I hope to God that Trey Lance was taking that spot. Thank God. It's just annoying to see something very unrealistic happen, like Trey Lance falling that far. But, I mean, you never know. It could happen. He is super raw. But Kwity Paye is definitely going to help boost that defense to a new level. So the cards are on the board, and unfortunately, corner is we're a little bit on the sour side when it comes to cornerbacks. I don't know why the hell I clicked on quarterback though, but looking at the guys who are available, this might be a spot where we do have to reach for our corner. I could look at a developmental. Whoa, Joe Tryon jumped into the first round for them. That's very, very intriguing. This is an interesting spot because I don't really think we need to. There's not too many places I would go here personally. We could go Rashad Bateman as a true number one on the outside. AJ Green's only going to be there for a year, but I think it would be best to make sure that cornerback is pretty much secured. I'm going to go Greg Newsome here. He's going to be a true man corner, really good hips, and he's going to be able to learn from Malcolm Butler. That's going to be a very crucial thing. I know my Cards fans are not going to like the fact that they just got totally screwed over on the cornerback rotation, but I think it's definitely a legitimate option. And at this spot, I'm very happy to take Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. I just don't think that there's anything else besides that as a pick. He's going to be an excellent linebacker. You need a true outside linebacker there who could also play slot corner, who could also play safety. Love the versatility. Bears are sitting here, and this technically could happen. I don't think the NFL is nearly that high on Mac Jones. So with this being a legitimate possibility, I'm going to be rocking Mac Jones here just because, again, it looks like what the Bears are actually trying to get after is a Mac Jones style of player. So we're 100% going to be taking that. And we got to be moving a little bit quicker if we're going to try to fit this all in and be able to be successful with it. So at 28, the Saints are on the board, and I'm looking at Eric Stokes really heavily. It's a little bit unfortunate that Rashad Bateman did go earlier, which I'm quite surprised he actually went to that team. But cornerback is such a need. So is linebacker. But Jamin Davis would be a really good pick. Very high character, extreme athlete. I mean, we're talking about Micah Parsons as an athlete. Jamin Davis is going to be my pick here. You lost Quan Alexander, and you definitely need a true commander on that defense. He's kind of raw, but he definitely looks like he has good coverage skills. He's all around an amazing athlete, somebody who should definitely be fitting in at the end of the first. 29, the Packers. I'd be looking at corner here. Asante Samuel Jr. is somebody who I'm definitely targeting at this spot. Wide receiver-wise, I'm not really going to be picking any of these guys. We could also be looking at linebacker. Not going to be I could pick Nick Bolton, but I'm going to reserve on that. Honestly, I'm going to be going Asante Samuel Jr. here. I'm a big fan of him. I think he's very underrated by the NFL, as well, by TDN's approximation of what the NFL thinks. So we're going to be getting away from that. At this spot, there's no doubt in my mind. We're going Jason Oweh here. You have somebody who has an extremely high ceiling and on a team that doesn't need him to produce day one. That's something I'm doing 100% out of 100% right there. So this at this pick, I'd be looking. I mean, dude, we could potentially get a guy like in Joseph Osai, even in the second potentially as the Cardinals, not the Cardinals, the Falcons. I'd be looking at corner as well though. We could definitely be running Eric Stokes here. You guys are gonna be running that Dan P system, so I don't know if you're really gonna want somebody like that. We probably would rather get Tyson Campbell if we're gonna be 100% honest there. Aluakon was an outside linebacker, but that was in the Dan Quinn 4-3 scheme. So I'm not sure if you guys are looking for him to be an actual pass rusher. You guys can update me on that one. But I'd be looking right now to Joseph Osai and being like, shit, we can get that. Honestly, if ooh, you have Mike Davis, but do you have an elusive running back? I honestly like this idea. Get ETN in that backfield as well. You're going to help out Matt Ryan. And give him a good check down option. Now you have a true RBBC right there with ETN as well as Mike Davis. I actually really like that even more than what I was thinking of earlier. And with I actually like this pick quite a lot. Excuse me. I'm honestly looking at Eric Stokes here for the Eagles, and I'm a big fan of it. I know that you guys might not be. I would also look at Nick Bolton, but I mean Eric Stokes to me, I don't know if Yatu Malafon was going to be there in the second. That's the problem. We need to secure that cornerback spot. Eric Stokes, to me, in zone coverage, has the best instincts, arguably, in the class. And that's exactly what I'm going to be taking. So next, I'm going to be rocking with the Panthers. And, we got Micah Parsons. So this is where I'd be looking for a tackle. Did we get screwed over on the tackle realm? No, we did not. So I am 100% going to be going Dylan Radoon, starting day one tackle. I'm a big, big fan of it. That's going to be a huge help right there for Sam Darnold, actually having another really solid left tackle. At this spot, I'd be looking at a guy like Terrace Marshall and being like, the ceiling is insane on this dude. So why not take him? Again, we could be going after a slot corner like Aaron Robinson. But Kadarius Toney would be a good weapon as well. But I think Terrace Marshall has not the higher ceiling, but he just fits a little bit better. He'd be a really good vertical threat, and I think that you need to stretch it out, and we'll get some more guys like Amari Rodgers maybe later on. So 42, we got the Giants, and this is where I could take another edge rusher. We're gonna be honest. I could even take a linebacker here. Nick Bolton's a little bit too run heavy. It's similar to what you guys already have. Jabril Cox would be interesting. This is a team that honestly doesn't have too many issues. So we can get some extra wide receiver depth here, but I don't think that that's the right move. I seriously don't. I think getting some extra pass rush could definitely be a big help here. And you guys got to let me know on which guys you think actually fit a bit better. I know there's been a lot of Gregory Rousseau mocks got mocked to your team, but I think that was because Leonard Williams was leaving. I think Joseph Osai would be an excellent player, super high motor, and again, he can cover. So you can use him as an off-the-ball linebacker, and that's something I really like. He has an extreme motor, and this is a division where honestly, the lines don't have that much power in them. So I think he could actually maximize his potential in this division. Big fan of that. So at this next spot, the Niners, honestly, I could definitely look at taking an edge here to replace D Ford. That's 100% option for me. But I would honestly be looking to rock a corner here. I'm going Tyson Campbell. I don't like Kelvin Joseph at all. I love Tyson Campbell in this game. A bigger, meatier, heavier corner who has insane athleticism. He has Richard Sherman vibes. That's all I got to say. I comped him to a more raw Byron Jones, which honestly, the more I watch them play, they are really similar. At this spot, I got to see Christian Barmore on the board. He is not. So I might be taking an edge here as well. And I'm looking at Gregory Rousseau as a guy who I'd honestly probably want to take here. Again, the ceiling is undeniable. And this is a team where, the defense is pretty garbo as it is. You can potentially miss on a guy like Gregory Rousseau. And DeMarcus Lawrence would be an excellent mentor. It's just almost too good to pass up. Get Gregory Rousseau in here. I don't know how my boy Camel Wolf likes Gregory Rousseau, but to be honest, it's almost too good to pass up at this point. We could have went a safety there 100%, but I'm going to try to avoid that for the time being. At this spot, we still got Nick Bolton on the board and Jabril Cox. I think Jordan Hicks is a little bit too much like Jabril Cox. I'd probably rather go Nick Bolton here. I like Nick Bolton as a potential guy, especially if he learns from Jordan Hicks how to cover. I think that might be the best route for this team. We could go Kadarius Toney, but again, we have enough gadget weapons on the squad. You want to go De'Ami Brown as a true outside threat? That's something that I'm legitimately considering right now. But right now, I have a late first on Nick Bolton / early second. I'm taking him here 10 times out of 10. And Washington, you already know where I'm rocking. It's either Jamarho Johnson or Richie Grant, but I think that your team is pretty well built right now for the run, and Jamar Johnson's one weakness is the run. I'm getting a single high safety. My boy Jamar Johnson, I love him personally. That's why I have him above. I have him and Richie Grant kind of tied. It just depends on if you want somebody who can be more supportive in the run game. Next with the Bears, the Bears could definitely use offensive tackle, which I'm not a fan of any of these guys right now. Stone Forsythe in the next round could be good. I think that it's good time to get a potential number one wide receiver, De'Ami Brown, or we could get a star cornerback, which I'm not seeing any right now that I'm going to be pulling the trigger on. I'm going to be going De'Ami Brown out of North Carolina to be able to replace AR-12. I like it. I like it. I like it. Next, we got the Seahawks, and getting some extra edge rush could help, but I don't see anybody that I'm willing to pull the trigger on right now. So I'd be looking more into a developmental tackle phase, not really vibing with it. They did just bring in Pierre Desir, but they could be they probably would just want to rock an actual cornerback. I think Paulson Adebo fits. For some reason, I see him in a Seahawks uni, so we're going to be rocking Paulson Adebo. Okay, so now with the Rams, this is an interesting spot because this is something I've been thinking about. They lost Troy Hill, who I believe was their starting slot corner, and they lost John Johnson, their starting strong safety. I wonder if Elijah Molden is an actual option here. Obviously, we could look at tight end, and I mean, there's a lot of them here, so I wouldn't doubt us potentially taking one. Obviously, you can go center as well. Quinn Meinert's on the board, but I think Josh Myers, even a guy like Kendrick Green, would be a better option in the next round. So I'm going to be doing a sneaky one here. I'm going Elijah Molden to the Rams. You've already seen they like Washington guys. They got Taylor Rapp on that squad. So he's going to be playing free safety. Elijah Molden could be that true slot corner that the Rams are looking for after losing Troy Hill, and potentially could be a strong safety. So I like that potential for Elijah Molden. And again, even if they have guys there, I still think Elijah Molden is worth a first round pick. So I love him. At 60, we got the Saints, and this is definitely a need for them to go corner, but I just can't really see anything. Keith Taylor, I love Keith Taylor. I'd be probably trying to rock an edge here. Peyton Turner, 100% could be a good fit. I'd be rocking a wide receiver. Of course, Rondale Moore just goes, but this is actually this is a tough spot. If we're gonna be honest, this is quite a tough spot. Linebacker, we already got that one. We could be going an edge here. I'd be looking at a guy like Peyton Turner or Quincy Roche, but I think Peyton Turner is developmental. He has a very high ceiling, so I'm not going to discount him at all. Somebody I'd definitely consider taking right here. But I think we got to go with a corner anyways because we're kind of screwed. Trill Williams might be the best guy, but I have a late second on Keith Taylor Jr. I'm going to be rocking Keith Taylor here. Big, fast, good body size. I like him overall. Packers on the board. This is where I'd probably be trying to look at an offensive tackle to be a right tackle. And I'm not, we're going to go Spencer Brown. You got to protect Aaron Rodgers. There's a lot of weapons on the board, but there's also going to be a lot in the next round. I think we got to make sure Aaron Rodgers is protected. Spencer Brown, insane athleticism. Big fan of it. And then the Buccaneers on the board. This is just choose best player available pretty much, but I'd be looking at the interior, the defensive line personally. Davion Nixon is here. I'm 100% considering him, but I'm looking at Quinn Meinert's as well. But Milton Williams has a lot of potential. I just don't think he fits. So I'm going to be going with Quinn Meinert's to be a backup interior offensive lineman who could develop into a starting caliber player who is starting caliber. Okay, so we have to deny that trade. And at 68, we got the Falcons. We got to either go corner for you guys, which, again, I just don't feel like we have a good guy here except Trill Williams, or we got to go edge. And I think that a 3-4 outside linebacker like Ronnie Perkins fits perfectly with what we're trying to rock. So great value right there. Big fan of it. Next pick, we got the Eagles. I'm going to be looking at linebacker, and you got Chaz Surratt here, who could be actually a safety. That's actually what I want him to be. But tight end wise, we still have Brevin Jordan on the board. That's a potential pick, but I'm going to be going away from that for the time being. I'm going to be looking into the linebacking core, and I'm going to go in Chaz Surratt here. Definitely somebody who has a lot of potential, but again, I think he's going to be fitting as a safety, and he's really good at coverage, a super high character, somebody who's going to be able to come in with Alex Singleton, Davion Taylor. I know they just brought in one other guy, but that's not going to stop me from bringing on Chaz Surratt, who could potentially be our starting strong safety too. Next we have the Detroit Lions, and I'd be rocking a slot corner here if we could, but Shaun Wade's on the board. I'm taking Shaun Wade. I'm not gonna lie, I don't give a fuck about his draft position. You're gonna pair him up with Jeff Okudah again, and that's gonna be a nasty corner duo. Next, we got the Panthers. Panthers, we already know where we're rocking. We're rocking Brevin Jordan here. Unbelievable steal right there. So I feel so bad for the Washington football team right there because I just straight up snatched him out of your guys' grasp. So sorry, but that is the way the draft fell. Tylan Wallace is going to be an excellent outside wide receiver for us. I think that he is going to be a great pairing along with Terry McLaurin as well as I don't think Adam Humphries is going to start. I'm going to be honest. He can't even stay healthy. But you have Curtis Samuel in the slot. I think that's going to be a nasty, nasty wide receiver combo. Next, with the Dallas Cowboys. Again, we are on a time crunch, but I want you guys to understand that there's some good content that we're going to be producing right here. We got to get some good interior defensive line help. And to be honest, Milton Williams would be an excellent 3-tech, and he's going to just be a beast. Obviously, we're running the Dan Quinn system. Milton Williams has unlimited potential. And again, you can take shots on these type of guys. 76, we got the New York Giants. I'd be looking, we could get some extra linebacker depth here. Is there anybody who has potential? Karen McGroon or McGroon? I don't know what the actual phrasing of it is. He actually can work really well as a linebacker. Extremely underrated. I don't understand why people are underrating him. He's going to be an excellent understudy to Martinez. So I think that that's almost a necessity at this point. At this spot, I'd be looking at tackle. I'd be looking at guard. And to be honest, I think that we can't pass up on Jalen Mayfield. I saw Trey Smith there, but we can't really take a shot on losing a guy like Jalen Mayfield and missing out on a guy like Trey Smith in order for due to injury. At this spot, there's not really too many ways that we really need to go. We could get Hunter Long right here. That wouldn't be a horrible pick at all. We could go another corner, but I don't see any good slot corners on the board. I'm going to be going Hunter Long here as an excellent backup, high floor tight end to give Ryan Fitzpatrick a good check down option. Bears, we got to be rocking tackle here, man. Stone Forsythe. He's going to be able to start day one. I'm a big fan of Stone Forsythe. I have a third round grade on him. Just don't think the ceiling's that high for him right now, but he can develop into it. 84, we got the Eagles. Eagles, we just got you guys your potential linebacker / safety of the future. We are going to be rocking Josh Myers here. Replacement for Jason Kelce. I'm a huge fan of this. That's excellent pick in my mind. I didn't even realize he was on the board. And the Rams are willing to take a chance on a guy like Trey Smith. So we're going to do it. I'm a big fan of it. Next pick, we got that's funny. We got the Vikings on the board. I remember they have so many third round picks. And fourth round too. This could be a good spot to get some cornerback depth. Well, honestly, Jeff Gladney's gone. So I'm going to be going Trill Williams here to be able to learn under Patrick Peterson. So at this spot, I think that we got to go after some interior defensive line help. And I think Tommy Togiai has the highest ceiling so far. So I'm a big fan of that. Let's make sure that we can get that high ceiling up in here. And at this next spot, we got the Buccaneers. And I'm also going to get some extra depth here. Tyler Shelvin, to me, is a little bit too similar to Ndamukong Suh. So we get that depth. And now we've taken pretty much best player available a lot. Now we got some excellent talent right there. Dwayne Eskridge is the pick. I don't even give a shit who else is on the board. I have a late first on Dwayne Eskridge, and I absolutely love it. The Cowboys are on the board. We got to get some extra tackle depth here. Jackson Carman has a lot of potential, but I think James Hudson can actually be a true left tackle. So we're going to be getting that. Walker Little was my other option there, but I decided to go away from that for James Hudson. At this spot, there's not really anything honestly, this could be worth taking a shot on. Dylan Moses out of Alabama. Injuries are a huge concern, but the Lions don't really have much of a choice. Ooh, at this spot, the Niners need someone who could be a day one impact. I can see Hamilcar Rashed, but he is injury prone. I love me some Ellerson Smith, man. Cam Sample's another really good option. And honestly, I think Cam Sample fits what the Niners are looking for a little bit more. I'm going to go in Cam Sample, edge out of Tulane. I love it. Rams on the board. We need to go a linebacker here, but we're kind of screwed on the linebacker side, guys. I think that getting some extra depth here would be really good. Walker Little out of Stanford, excellent depth. And again, he has time to grow and mature, and that's going to be crucial. Ellerson Smith, look, that's going to be excellent for this team. Wow, that's the last pick too. Definitely somebody where you lost Trey Hendrickson. It's going to be someone who can develop and be a big time star at 6'7". I love it. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for being able to stick with me through 3 rounds of the NFC, and I will see y'all on the far side. Peace.